Good morning. How are you today? I'm just playing around with my lights. Excuse me. If this morning's any indication as to how fast the day's gonna go, woo, I'm in for a quick day. I can't believe it. I got up and by the time I went out and did my chickens, I turned around and it's already time to come online. I didn't have any downtime. So, having said all that, I hope you're having an awesome morning. And I'm going to do a quick a quick reading for Kat. Kat Ann, this is for you. Um, so, Kat is sitting today in the zero, and I love the zero. I'd like to talk about the zero for a moment. If you take a look at this oblong, so that that oblong symbol, boy, I'm not very good at that. So that oblong symbol in the Mayans, that actually represents the Milky Way. Excuse me. It is, and it also represents change. So if you think of that Milky Way, that we system we sit in, it is also the medicine wheel. It is also all that all encompassing, all of everything. And it literally is everything. It's all around us. So Kat, you're sitting in this. And good morning, Mary, and good morning, Kim. And so Kat, you're also sitting in victory today. I think things are taking a turn for you today and you're going to notice new opportunities opening up for you. Actually, quite a few new opportunities are opening up, and you're going to have a choice to make. Do I do A or do I do B? Remember to muscle test. Don't just go on, just respond or react. Do a response. So take a moment to take a breath and then do a muscle test what is right for you where you're meant to be, because you will have this choice today as you can do this or you can do that, and celebrate the victories of everything that you've gone through and the choices you've made so far. Although some of them don't feel like they were very wise choices, they were always the choice that you needed to make at this moment. Okay, so that's what you're sitting. You're also sitting in the crow. So the crow is called the trickster sometimes. The crow is the messenger as well, and it brings in the messages to you. So just really get out there and ask the universe, what am I supposed to do? Which decision is right for me right now? Boy, and I can just feel it just stuck in my throat. It's like I want to say it, but I don't really dare to say it. So allow that. I speak out loud what decision is right for me, and then follow through with that decision. It might not even be the one that people would think of right away, but know that that choice is there today, and you will be faced with that, making a big choice today. Ooh, that sounds a good one. Okay, Mary, this one's for you. And it was nice giving you your birth animal yesterday or the other day. Excuse me. Man, my throat is locked right up. So this is the number three. You're sitting in that number three, and number three sits at the south of the medicine wheel, and that is all the plants. That is all the beauty and water. And I don't know where you are, but for me, it's starting to rain today. So I'm waking up to that lush green of that newness. And also, so the worms are coming out to catch a breath of air. So it's asking you to actually surface the water and take a breath of air. Don't drown in the water today. Just get yourself up there. Oh, I need to rise above everything. I need to look around from a different perspective today. And you also could be sitting in a little bit of fear. What if I do that? What if I actually bubble up to the surface and peek my head out and look around, just like those little worms? They know that, yeah, there's birds that could come and get them, but they need to surface to be able to maneuver where they're going. And you're in a spot right now where you want to move forward, you want to get going, and you're just a little bit afraid. Am I going to get attacked from a predator somewhere? Or what's going to happen if I venture out? And the only thing I can tell you, if you don't venture out, you're going to drown where you are. So get out of where you are and venture out. Allow that, excuse me, allow that adventurer, allow that vulnerability to surface and get going. So that's what it's asking you to do. You're also sitting in the sun today. So you're sitting in the water. So you're sitting at the bottom where the plants are and it's watering and you're that little earthworm coming out. Do I dare do this right now? And you know what? Trust the sun will be there to dry everything up, to let you walk around freely. It's okay to get moving and it's okay to surface and it's okay to be seen. Don't hide anymore. Get out there and be seen today. Ooh, it's a good one. Okay, I hope that makes sense to you. Good morning, Kim. How are you? And can Lee have a stone as well? You bet. Let's do Lee first. Lee, you're sitting in air. Take a bloody breath. Just stop and take a breath. And I would like you to do some breath work for me. Just go in, out, in, out, just like a little teepee. In, out, in, out. It's going to balance your chakras. It's going to balance your masculine and feminine, and it's going to slow you down. Actually, if you have trouble sleeping, that's a great thing to do as well. But this is going to help calm your mind. And I want you to do it for about 10 minutes. Again, in, out. Oh, sorry. Out, in, out. Okay. Don't go across like that. So it's in, out, in, out. And Kim, get a hold of me if you're having trouble getting that breath down, and I'll work with Lee on that. But that's what you need, Lee, today to balance out what you're kind of sitting in. You're also sitting in the center of confrontation. I've got to use my voice. I've got to confront myself with what the reality is. But before you can do that, you need to be in balance. Because if you're not in balance, you're going to get a skewed look at what you have to do, and you may react before you have a chance to actually think about things. So slow down, take that breath, do that breath a good 5-10 minutes, and that will help center you. And if you can do it before you go to bed at night, that also helps you sleep better. And so now, if you're sitting also in the smoky mirror, things aren't as they appear. Things actually have a different, if you think you're looking at one thing, you're actually looking at something else. So allow yourself that balance to look through that smoky mirror to see truth as it really is. Because right now, that truth is not wanting to surface. The truth is hiding in the shadows, and allow the truth of it. So, what is the truth of it? What am I sitting in? What is the truth of it? And what would it look like if I actually walked through it? So, it's a little bit of a kind of a tough day. And give me a call because I am free today to chat. Kim, good morning. Oh, I'm sorry, Kim, it's your stone today, Lordy. Kim, you're sitting in 16. 16 is the great teachers themselves. And it's actually, boy, it's going to be a powerful day for you. And you're sitting in feelings. I'm sitting in feelings. All my feelings are bubbling to the surface right now. I'm going to be happy, sad, angry, everything all in the same time. I'm going to get this feeling. Oh, I'm going to deal with it. I'm going to get another feeling. I'm going to deal with it. Maybe I'm even going to get a feeling and then a feeling and a feeling before I've dealt with any of the feelings. And the feelings could end up surfacing and refolding on each other. So when you're feeling something, acknowledge it and then pull it out, because you don't want them to start compounding, because that's when we start getting weighed down by our feelings. So don't do that today. Allow it, release it, and then allow the next feeling to come. And you're also sitting on earth. Ground yourself in Mother Earth. Mother Earth is watching you. She's holding you, and she's there for you. Mother Earth is also the reflection of self. So when you're feeling all these feelings and you're tapping in, number one, are they your feelings or are they someone else's that you're feeling? And number two, can you sit in the reflection of where you've been, what you've done, where you want to go, and slow the world down? Because Mother Earth keeps on doing her thing, whether or not there's a whole bunch of feelings going on. And so she's not worrying about anything. She's just doing recycle, purge when I need to purge, water when I need to water, fire when I need fire, and allowing that, and allow yourself that same internal knowing, that internal clock that Mother Earth is doing. It's a pretty powerful day for you. Excuse me. Good morning, Debbie. Debbie Miller. Debbie Miller, you're sitting in number one. Number one is the sun. It's the beginning of that spark. What have you been thinking about? And what are you germinating? Because that seed is sitting there, literally, that seed sitting there, and I can see it. Oh, I want to peek through the surface. And it's just about up to the top. And as this wanting to peek out, I see somebody putting like a foot on you. So think of a plant coming out, and I can see a foot standing over top, not letting you percolate, not letting you bring forward. You know what? You can grow right through that foot. You don't have to be stuck down there. And I'll tell you something really cool. Not too long ago, when we were driving through the mountains, there was this huge rock. And on the top of the rock was one single tree, and it had to be maybe 3 feet high. And it was literally grew out of the rock. No one told that little seed that it couldn't grow in a rock. And so it grew in a rock. It's the same thing with you. You can grow wherever you want to. And even if someone puts their foot over you, you grow right through that foot and you allow yourself to surface. Don't be stopped because someone says you can't. And you're also sitting in the east, and that is defeat. So sometimes it can feel like we're sitting in defeat. Oh my God, there's no way I can get that. There's no way I can do that. I've got all these blocks in my way. But you know what? Keep on going through those blocks. Those blocks, they don't matter. Those blocks are there to barrel right through, because no one's going to stop you from shining. And you're also sitting in the moon, the cycles of the moon. So allow that cycle of the moon. The moon doesn't worry about what's coming up, just sits in that cycle. I'm going through that cycle. I'm bringing my tides in. I'm stirring shit up. I'm moving. I'm rotating. I'm getting, actually, the earth is rotating and responding in the same kind of way. Everything can grow. Everything can respond. Don't allow the boot to stop you. Don't allow it to stop you. And maybe the boot is your own thoughts telling you you can't do. Only you can get out of your own way. And if someone else, an external source, is stopping you, know that you can grow right through them. And think of that little tree on that beautiful rock. The first thing I thought is, what a beautiful teaching. Thank you, nature. So that would be your message today. Gamoya, so Gamoya, Gamoya, Samoya. Good morning, Samoya. Oh gosh, you're sitting in number four. Number four is the animals. That sits at the top of the medicine wheel, but that's also our mind. That's sitting in the spin of the mind. Ooh, it's active today, and I've got all these thoughts. Got a million thoughts coming at me from a million different directions. I'm spinning up there. Take a look at those beautiful little dogs that you've got. They aren't spinning in the thought process. They are just being. So allow yourself to condense so that you're not overwhelmed with thoughts today, because it can get away from you if you don't keep it in check. So guide the thoughts, but don't be overwhelmed by the thoughts. And you're testing spirit, you're testing yourself. Okay, I'm throwing it out there, and now what are you going to do with it? Are you going to catch it and grow it, or are you just going to miss the ball and let it go? What are you going to do? And so you literally are the pitcher throwing at spirit, going, here you go, spirit, what are you going to do with it? And spirit's going, I think I'll catch it. Or, oops, I'm going to let it go right past me. I don't know what's going to happen. And don't allow yourself to get caught up in the spin of the thought cycle, trying to analyze, figure out, and make sense out of a world that sometimes doesn't make sense. You're also sitting in sorcerer's energy today. Sorcerer's energy. So what we do as a sorcerer, so what happens for sorcerer energy, I'm going to throw it out there. I'm not responsible for how it is received. I'm just going to send it out. Receive it as you receive it. Don't as you don't. It's up to you. And that's kind of what happens when you throw it out to spirit. I'm going to send it out to you, but I'm also sending the word out. I'm sending, my image, whatever you're after, I'm going to send it out. And whoever is hearing, are you hearing it or are you hearing it? You know what I mean? There's two different hearings. So whether how they perceive what you're putting out is totally up to them. And and even spirit, how you send it out is up to spirit, how it's going to react. You have no control over that. It's just talk from your heart, send it out and allow it to go. But don't start going like this with your thoughts out to spirit, because then you're getting so much energy out that spirit is just going to group it all together. and then try to make sense out of it. So give one thought at a time, one thought at a time. Don't worry about the massive thoughts. Slow everything down, make it like a zero. Now I'm going to collectively put it in a bullet and boom, there you go. I'm going to intensify that action and reaction. Love it. Okay, I hope that makes sense. um, it's me and my own foot. Okay, so you kind of stop yourself, eh, Debbie? I get that. And so I'm going to also pull a card here for Loisha. Loisha, I love you. You are sitting in the cycles of natural life. You're sitting in 5, 10, 11, 12. Number 12, actually 10, 11, 12 is not 5, 10, 11, 12. That's the west of the wheel. I lied. That is the galaxy. That is all the planets in the world. That's the Milky Way. That is all the systems, all the planets, all the stars are aligning. And know that you are not part of just one little piece of here. You are part of the big picture as well. Don't allow yourself to think that you're only one little speck. You're actually a part of a system. And without your part participating, the system doesn't have as much strength. So add your part to the system so we can get the good thoughts, we can get the light moving and generating a little bit faster. Don't slow down that thought process. Allow that to go and allow yourself to become a part of everything, because the stone is telling you it's now to become a part of what you were hiding from. Ooh, that's big. And it's also sex. Man, oh man, sex is a big thing. But sex also is that sexual sensation within yourself, the masculine and the feminine, and balancing those two out, sitting in the balance today. And Loisha, I'm going to ask you the same thing that I did to Lee. Do that breath work, the up and down the nostril one, just to bring your balance in. Because right now, you've been sitting on the high for the last couple of weeks, and you may have a tendency to want to start sliding into the lull, if you will. Keep that momentum going where you're on. So I want you to keep that breath work, to keep your up and your down, up and down. We know that breath work, you know that breath work, and allow that to come in and out, and practice that throughout the day today, and get yourself back in balance, back in the sync of where you're going, so that you can become naturally a part of the big picture and not have to single yourself out. Ooh, that's a big one. Actually, that is a really big one. Kathy Ann, I haven't seen you on here, but I know you're coming on here, so I'm going to give you a beautiful rock today. You are sitting in number 2. Number 2 is Earth, sits in the west of the wheel. That's Mother Earth. But there's something different happening. I see you burying something east, and it's raw power. I'm burying. You're actually burying something today, but it's burying with love, but raw power, absolute raw power. I'm going to own this bloody well. I'm going to own this. And it's that raw power of what's going on inside of me. And I'm going to get rid of all the things that I thought I couldn't do. I'm going to get rid of, oh, I'm just so angry right now. So write down your anger, write down that fear, because I'm getting it right across the solar plexus there. And that's where fear, doubt, not really just not quite in flow. So allow all of that stuff to come today. Grab it, put it into a stone, paint it on a stone, and plant that stone in the ground, bury it in the ground. You don't need to hold that anymore. Smudge over top of it and give it to Mother Earth. Mother Earth will take it. She'll take your worries. She'll take your concern. She'll take your anger, and allow her to do that today. You're sitting also in the wild woman. That wild woman is sitting there. Allow those ancient knowings that call as you can. And it's literally, I can hear, allow the tonal vibrations to just sing throughout you as you're looping it together and wrapping it together and taking that anger and just call out the sounds. Allow those sounds to freely flow from the ancestors. Allow everything to just come out of yourself, the voices, and then make that painting on the rock and keep singing it and keep doing it. And when that rock is full of all that stuff, call into that rock, bury it into the ground, and give it to Mother Earth. It's a big day. It is a big day of release. Whoa. So I don't have too many other people on this morning. It is Tuesday morning here for us. For me, I don't know what day it is for you. It's Tuesday for me. Oh, what am I to doing today? I'm working on mascots. I actually started yesterday, but I only worked an hour and then I got sidetracked by the shiny stuff. And then I went and did a whole bunch of other things. I've got a whole bunch of babies being born, and these babies are consuming all my time. And so I've dedicated, I've told myself I need a solid 5 hours today in the shop so that I can finish this bluebird's body. I have a blue and white eagle that I'm working on, and I literally have it just so close to being done. So I just literally got to tap in. I still got to put the arms on it. I got to put the tail on, and then I got to make the leggings. And if I can get those things done today, no, when I get those things done today, I'll be back on task. So I'm just trying to get back into the flow of mascots and discipline myself to do so. That's easy to get locked up in the shiny stuff, though, right? They're more fun. So anyway, so what are you doing today? I hope you have an awesome day, whatever you're doing. And please like, share, subscribe, all that kind of good stuff. Uh, and we'll see how that goes. Hey, Paul. Whoa, I was just going to sign off. So how about if I pull your stone today? Paul, you're sitting in 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 today are the cycles of natural law. It is what goes around comes around. What you're sending out, you're getting back. What are you sending out? Because I have a thinking that you're sending out, and it's telling me, oops, sorry if I offend you, but it's telling you that I'm sending out untruth. I'm sending out what actually isn't reality. I'm sending out what people want to hear, not what I really feel. And you're switching your words around to fit in, and it's asking you to not do that. Remember, what you send out, you're coming back. So if I'm not sending out my authentic self to the world, you're getting a skewed energy back. So allow your authentic self, your truth, to speak and send that out so you can then get that back in tenfold. So you're going to get back that energy that you send out, and really be careful of your thoughts, because your thoughts have power, and you're sitting in need today. And as the great teacher, that need, but I need to understand, I need to fit in, and I'm looking for approval. So you're looking for approval from someone today, and by saying the approval, I'm going to say whatever you want me to say so that I fit in, so I get your approval. But that isn't how you feel inside. You're in conflict on the inside. Have the courage, and I know it's tough, have the courage to walk forward, speak your truth, because that's what you're going to get back. When we're out of balance like that, and we're not speaking what we're thinking, we're tipped. We're not in balance, and you're kind of walking this wobbly surface. But if you can walk in balance, you're walking firmly on ground. Understand where your feet are going, one foot in front of the other, and know that you will be held by Mother Earth. And it's also asking for a rattle today. So if you have a rattle, great. If you don't, here's a real easy way to get one. Go to the dollar store or any plastic container that you got. Put a lid on it and put either corn in it, maybe stones in it, crystals in it, and begin to shake it. Okay. That's going to give you the rattly sound. And then start rattling around and taking, because that rattle breaks up that stagnant energy that's sitting there. Rattle over top of your heart space, because that heart space is locked up right now. I don't want to be vulnerable, and I really, really want to be a part of something. I don't know what it is. So rattle that out, break out those feelings so that you can then walk in your authenticity, because it's locking you up, buddy, and is really tying you up. So allow that voice to have sound, and allow the rattle to help you. What else can you use as a rattle? You can go out and buy some sticks. You can bang them together. Anything that shakes, anything that makes sound like that is rattly. And you know what? One of the first things they have done with children is they've gone out and they've removed the rattles from the stores. So if you go into a store, you can't find a rattle for a baby anymore. Why? Because the disconnect is there from self. The very first gift a baby used to get way back when, throughout the generations in all cultures, was a rattle. And that is the very first thing that they took away from this generation. So if you have a young person, a baby in your life, give them a rattle, make them a rattle if you have to, but get them a rattle, because that rattle helps break the stagnant energy and is their source, direct source to spirit. So that actually helps with the bonding of that spirit self. It's actually pretty cool. So I would strongly suggest everyone use a rattle. Rattles are important. So yeah, get out and try to, yeah, just try it, Paul. Just get out, get some sort of a rattle system together, and good luck on that. Um, I love you, Luisha, too, and I hope everyone has an awesome day today. And I'm off to do a whole bunch of stuff today. So take care and aho. Bye bye.